What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Hope Shot. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Yes, and it was cheeseburger stuff, and it was really good, guys. Okay, I had to go, but if you guys just jumping on, say what's up. Let us know you're here. Say hi, how you doing? And Caesar, read a player statement for me, please. Thank you. Oh, you got something. Oh boy, somebody did.
That thing goes off like 200 times a day.
Everybody know that noise. It's Christmas.
So the Hope Shot clarity statement. We here at the Hope Shot are a group of people in recovery spreading inspiration. We come from all different walks of life and pathways of recovery. Our verbiage may be different at times, but we all have one thing in common. Recovery is a lifestyle. We support all pathways of recovery. It doesn't matter how you get from A to Z, just get there. And thank you for being a part of our Hope Shot family.
All right, thanks, Caesar. Appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Hey, how was your weekend? How was your weekend, Caesar?
Relaxing.
Good.
Kids went over and hung out with Wayne's kid and had a sleepover. So there was no kids for Saturday night, and it was just peaceful and got to sleep in. So well rested and ready for the week.
Beautiful. What about you, Nate?
Same. Danielle and I, this week was intense, man. A lot of late nights, early mornings. So we opted to not surf. It was actually my decision. Got to go see my nephew play. He plays a trumpet in the marching band. So I got to see him Friday night. And then Saturday, we just chilled. Today, we just chilled.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was a relaxing weekend.
Great.
How about you, Justin?
Me?
How was your weekend?
It's just not my show.
Yeah.
No, it was a very relaxing. I am really working on, and I know we all struggle with something, but I struggle with working too much. I struggle with not putting it down. I have struggled with sitting on my laptop because I get these grand old ideas and I want to see it through like right then and there. So I am really focusing on putting it down. Back away from the laptop, Justin. That's what I tell myself in the mirror.
Nice.
Yeah, but we went to Appreciation Day yesterday, and I served food and went to James's baby showers, or actually gender reveal, not baby showers. Shout out to James. He is having a boy, so that's awesome. Yeah, it's a good day. Today was a good day too. So thanks for asking, Caesar.
You're welcome, sir.
All right. Let's say some people. We got Rudolph. What up, Rudolph? Good to see you. Happy Sunday. Nate, go play the piano. Nate, get that damn corner and play the piano, bro. We got Teresa. Hey to you. We got Rachel. Good to see you. We have Christina. Always good to see you. Thanks for sharing. If you guys haven't shared, please share this live feed. Never know who might need to hear this. We got a good one tonight. I don't know. We always have a good one, but I feel like this is the one, you know? We got Kim. Good to see you. And we have Connie. Good to see you. So tonight we are going to talk about the topic of one more person. We got Melissa. What's up, Melissa? We have the topic of came to believe. And this topic is something that I want to talk about because I think we all struggle a little bit with this, coming to believe in something that's outside of ourselves that will help us grow us spiritually. And in turn, it would help us mentally, emotionally, all these things. But what does that look like? And it's not nothing that is, it's something that I have to, I can't get it off of old ideas of what it should look like, I think we get stuck in ruts a lot with what it's supposed to be, how it should be, instead of letting it flow, letting whatever it is that we are trying to believe in, let it flow and stop putting these stipulations on it, we always talk about on this in this Hope Shot on the Hope Shot about this buffet style spirituality, because you never know where it's going to come from. And, a long time ago, I was the same way. I was stuck in these blinders like, oh gosh, I ain't doing that. But now I'm like more open, it's like freeing yourself from yourself of what it should be like. And it's something that's personal. It's something that is individualized, and it's something that you have to find out for yourself, especially when you've been in addiction so long in that dark, isolated patterns that we were in. I couldn't believe in nothing but myself. I didn't trust anybody. I didn't trust myself. How am I supposed to believe in anything when I didn't believe anything was possible? I was trying to kill myself all the time, even though I wasn't. I was, because I didn't have anything inside me. I was completely empty. I was an empty soul of a person. And I didn't even know how to believe in a future outside of using. So learning ourselves, learning how to grow in this recovery journey, because it is a journey, man. We're not going to get it right out the gate. If it was easy, everybody'd be doing it. If it was easy, wouldn't need drugs and alcohol in order to make us feel good, make us happy, I bet that book that I was reading, The Untethered Soul, and we talk about it a lot. Now I'm on the surrender experiment, but they talk about the pendulum swinging either left and right. It's like so much of an extremist, and it's either I'm full of it, like I have too much ego, or I don't have enough, and I'm like, I have no self-worth, or I have too much, and it's like, I got to find out where that happy medium, and that's with everything. You got to find that sweet spot, that sweet spot where you're connected. I remember Nate always talks about, we got all these things in the way with our clear, we have a clear path, but they got all this junk in the way. And so I got to go around all this junk in order to get to the destination that I'm really looking for. And I think that really hits it on, like the pendulum swinging. We're looking for that one path, the straight path, the centered path. And we got all this crap in the way, man. We got to remove all the crap, what it should be, what it looks like, and start going with the flow of life. So who wants to get it? Who wants to get it? Caesar, go.
No, this was a good topic because so when I came into this deal, I was raised Catholic. I did all the stuff and the things, but if I'm being honest, I look back, I did it because somebody told me to do it. Like that. It wasn't my choice. I didn't have any interest in it. And when the shit hit the fan, I didn't really believe in anything. Like there was absolutely nothing. There was no spiritual connection. There was nothing to fall on. There was no one to pray to. I felt like a fraud if I did pray because I just went out and did the same crap the next day anyway. So I stopped all that. Like I even stopped the foxhole prayers, and everybody knows what those are. That's like, oh man, I just got arrested. Please God, get me out of this. And I won't do any of this stuff again. Bull crap. As soon as I get out of it, I do the same crap again. So I didn't believe in anything. And that's why we did the topic as came to believe. I came to believe what I believe today through this recovery process. And, before I got married, we had a pastor at my wife's old church who had actually read our literature and stuff. And he was like, this is literally, it's like spiritual kindergarten. He's like, you guys, this is like the ground, of course. That's probably not going to stop anytime soon because there's no one to stop it.
That was that boom from Amazon.
No, it's because one dog's locked upstairs because Kelly has her group in the other room, and one barks, and then the other one starts barking, and then it's the symphony of Bork.
And then you have to snap it.
I'm hoping the snaps work. Anyway, so spiritual kindergarten, and he was right. It took that path for me to become open-minded and be willing to believe that there was something outside of myself, because I don't know about you guys, like it's depressing to think that I'm the end all be all, especially where I was. Like, this is it. This is as good as it gets, as my decisions and the outcomes that I put myself in. And that sucks. My best thinking got me into the darkest points of my life. So I come into this thing, I come into the spiritual kindergarten. I don't know what I believe. And it's open and roomy, and it can be anything that I want it to be, which was almost overwhelming, because I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I go to the Build a God workshop and I just take a piece from here and a piece from there. And I was like, I don't get it. I don't understand it all. But I still had these preconceived notions of what I was raised on. And those things dictated my actions early on in the program, because I had no other conception of this God, this power, this thing at all. So all I could draw on is what my experience was. And thank God I had really good teachers and spiritual people. And I got open-minded to anything. Like, I can go into any type of church, any type of meditative environment, any type of spiritual teachings, and get something good out of it if I'm open. If I'm closed and I'm going in there and I'm like comparing and looking for, oh, these guys are going to make a mistake, this is going to be a sham. And Nathan and I used to joke about, like, the thetan levels were off the charts at this one place. We just made jokes about everything. But the point is, man, when you're at the end of the road and like you don't have any choices, it's either I'm going to accept some spiritual help here, and try something different, or I'm going to die trying to prove that I'm the end all be all, or that I could fix it myself. And with those choices, like, my sponsor didn't make it that hard. He was like, he told me his story. He's like, do you believe that I believe? And I was like, I absolutely believe that you believe. And he's like, yeah, well, then, so you believe there's something working in my life, right? And I'm like, yeah, in your life. And he's like, well, why couldn't it work in yours? And I'm like, oh, that's pretty good. But he didn't set any limits on what that, Build a God workshop. Absolutely. But that's what it turned out to be. And it wasn't that complicated. Like, early on, you're supposed to write down these attributes of what I think God should be like. But that's such a very beginning point. Once your mind clears, and once I worked through this recovery program, I became open to all kinds of things that before I was like, I'll never do that. Like, what do you mean prayer and meditation? You guys levitate and like put on robes? Like, again, I had all these preconceived notions. So I really just try to stay out of the way today. Like, I'm real comfortable saying, I don't know crap, man. Like, it's the little tip of the iceberg, and all the knowledge is underneath that water level. And I haven't even broke the surface of it yet. So like Justin is saying, he's reading books, and I'm listening to things, and I listen to my wife, and she used to talk about things in her practices that I was immediately like, that's ridiculous. That makes no sense in my logical brain. The things that you're talking about with vibrations and energies, it made no sense to me. Well, when I stopped trying to make it make sense and realized what good it was bringing into our household and into her life, and the change it was having in her, suddenly I can tap into that too. So it always has to do with my narrow view of life. And if it's outside of my blinders, then it must be wrong. And I have to fight that need to be right, and choose the ability to continue growing and learning, because that'll be till the day I die, and like, whatever my God spirituality thing looks like today, it's probably not what it's going to look like next year or the year after, because it's ever evolving and ever growing. And I never want to put this power inside of a box and be able to perfectly describe it, because when I do, I limit this thing. Right now, it's free flowing, and it's already proven it can solve all the problems of my life if I'm willing to do its work well and stay close to it. So I have to keep seeking. I have to keep reading. I have to keep doing what I believe that power of the universe, whatever you want to call it, the group of drunks, good orderly direction. I don't care what you call it. Does not matter to me. Whatever that thing is, that's your guiding principle, get to know it better and do what you believe it would have you do. And it was simple for me. And it's still simple as far as I don't know what the future looks like, but I know what my higher power doesn't want me to do. It doesn't want me to lie, cheat, steal, think about myself all day, every day, and how other people's actions are going to affect me. It doesn't want me to be selfish and self-centered. It wants me to be outwardly focused, trying to help other people. It wants me to be doing the best that I can on a daily basis to be what I consider a good person. And when I'm jiving with that and I'm outside of myself and I truly am being of service to other people, my life tends to get better. And I believe that's my higher power in the background, just going, oh, don't worry about it. We're just going to knock that problem out of the way. And this one, he's doing good things out there. Keep doing good things. We'll move these problems to the side. And that's the way it's worked for this whole decade journey so far, is that the less I think about myself and the more I think of others, the better my life gets. The more I think of myself, the more stressed out I get, and the more the blessings become curses, if that makes any sense. The material things can be like, man, I'm so blessed to have this house and to have a car and all that. And then the next day you'd be like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I got to work harder to keep this house and keep this car. And it's like, these things will turn around like a boomerang on you. But the constant is the spirituality. And that's what changes my perception of whether something is a gift or a curse on that given day. Does that make sense?
Sure does.
Sure about
Sure
that?
does.
Hey, stop it. I'm jealous. You stop it right now.
It's party time.
I'm
Excellent.
not even going to try it. I asked her to update it, and I'm going to be so disappointed if I put my hands up and it doesn't do anything. So I'm not even going to do it. I'm just going to have
It's gonna
faith
be okay,
it's
buddy.
updated and that it works fine, and I just don't need it.
Just do it.
But we
Just do
get
it
so
anyways.
tripped up on labels. We get so tripped up on what we were taught as kids. We get tripped up on people having cool graphics on their screens when other people don't.
Hey, it is what it is.
But preconceived notions of what we think spirituality is supposed to be is usually the very thing that stunts us with spiritual growth.
You know, I really love how you just said labels, because I just had a conversation about that. Like, we put
Mhm.
these labels and like put these labels on people too, and then we put them in a place. Like, oh, I'm label that and put it. I'm going to put it over here in this place. I'm going to label this. I'm going to put that over there in this place. It's like,
I'm
guys,
very
stop doing
organized.
that.
I'm
Because I'll
good at
tell you,
put everybody on a shelf.
I know, but man, we don't know where these where my higher powers can show up, man, and it comes in the form of people. You know, people come in my life, and and it's discernment of people. You know what I mean? You take what you need and leave the rest. This is how it goes, man. And every given fellowship or perspective, religions, whatever it is, man, everywhere you take what you need and you leave the rest with discernment. And you gotta, I didn't even do anything that's doing it, dude. I think it just likes that, fireworks, baby.
just showing off. It's fine. It's all good.
But, and it's not no fireworks in the sky, it's
No, but that's true, because
people.
you never know who's got your message that day. And if you put somebody on the shelf and you label them as not useful, that guy's an idiot, put them over here. That could have been who had your message today, and you'll never hear it and you'll never get that message if you've already written them off. So, I mean, that open-minded thing, it's not just for spirituality, it's for everything in life. And I'll put myself on blast. I get closed-minded sometimes. I think I know something about something, and then I need to be reminded that I have to always be learning. And if I'm not learning and I'm not growing, I'm not standing still. I'm going backwards. Like it's like the treadmill, man. If I stop my feet, it throws me off the back. I don't just stop right there and stay where I am and good. It literally, it flings me backwards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, sir. Good stuff. I'm gonna read a few comments.
You do that, buddy.
We got Tiffany. What's up, Tiffany? Thank you guys for your service. Come on each week to hang out. Thanks, Tiffany. We got Michael. Good to see you. Happy Sunday to you as well. Thanks for being here, buddy. And we got Cheryl. Hello to you. And we got Travis. What's up from Oregon? What's up from Florida? Let's see. We got Crystal from Oklahoma. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. And we got Shannon. Good to see you in the comments. Happy Sunday to you. We got Lisa. Good to see you. We got Terry. I'm 16 months clean off heroin and meth. Congratulations to you. We got, what's up, Aaron? And he has some comments down there. We got, let's see. We got Rachel. What's up, Rachel? Build a God workshop. That's right. Build a bear. Got stuffing and everything. We got Aaron says, like my grandma used to say, no clue. But it means
I was hoping you were going to try to read that. Now I was just waiting for you to try to
La
read some
daga est la terrain deja du dabla. Got it?
I think that was perfect.
Thank you. Thank you. It don't matter who you pray to, just pray and the right higher power will find you. That's right. Love this topic. I'm on what's up, Christina? I love this topic. I'm on a spiritual journey in my recovery right now, and the season of growth with my higher power has been amazing. I'm starting to understand, and I definitely know he is in control and has set a path for me already. Grateful for all of you being a part of my recovery also. Thanks for being here, and thank you for being a part of ours. We got Sherry. Good evening to you too. Let's see. We got Sherry says, there's a message in the mess. Our stories are powerful. That's right. That's why we share. Got to share it, man. Can't keep what we have unless we give it away. This is part of it. Oh, we got Melissa. What's up, Melissa? Man, I miss you. Call me.
We all miss you. Come back, Melissa.
Yeah. What's up? What are we doing? What are we doing in this recovery walk? You flying or you driving? Tell me what's going on.
Listen, we all need to like pack up, and whenever she's got something, we need to go support her the same way she supports us. Like just road trip for Lil Gissy.
How about we just make something up there?
Hey, you know where she lives. So, I mean, that's that Hope Shot retreat. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. We need, bro.
Little North Carolina retreat.
Okay, we got to talk.
I love how excited you just got. Like it clicked as I was talking to you. Like,
it just went off.
Mine doesn't work.
We got Nelly. What's up, Nelly? Good to see you. I love plugging into you guys on Sundays. Well, thanks for being here. We got Nikki. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. We got Jamie. What's up, Jamie? Happy Sunday. Connie says, like the song I would pray when I needed a favor, and my sister told me to do good by God's will, and he will start answering them prayers. My whole life has changed for the good. Congratulations to you. Yes, it has. Let's see. We got Kevin. Good to see you, buddy. Oop. Oh, okay. You can't just start. You can't. That. I know you can't do that. I'm over here trying to click, and I'm like, and my expectations were high, bro.
Drugs in the devil's playground is what that said.
Wait. The thing. So that next one. Wait. I'm done here.
Hold on. I'm hitting cupcakes. Don't touch it. What's up, Kevin? Yes, we're all cupcakes. Thank you.
All right, proceed.
Oh, let's see. What's Helen got to say here? I like North Carolina and love Melissa. Just saying. Ooh.
Is that North Cackalack?
North Cackalack.
Man, what was that song? North Carolina.
Come on and raise up. Was that Petey Pablo?
Petey Pablo. That's old. Jeez.
Yeah, we just showed our age big time.
Yeah, we came to believe.
Petey Pablo's raised up in a long time.
Thank God we came to believe, though, bro.
We came to believe, then we raised up.
Oh, we're doing a music video of Melissa.
Woo! Look at Nate being in the mirror while we're just showing out.
There we go. I have that big conference next week where I'm sharing the video and bragging on the Hope Shot. Hope Shot then headed to y'all down y'all's way. Oh,
Heck
cool,
yeah.
man. I was wondering what's up with that conference. You know, I was wondering what's up. Anyway, all right. What's up, Nate?
Nate, mindful.
Yo. Hey. Don't be doing me like that, bro.
Oh, my bad, bro. Oh, wait.
Up.
Oh.
All
right. There we go. Got it.
Oh man, you're gonna give me an epileptic seizure, dude. Too much stimulation. I love this topic. I think both you guys know it's one of my favorite topics. What I thought about though, I mean, we hear in like the recovery arenas, you know, the spiritual malady, right? And I was like, when I used to come in here at first, like, what are these spiritual malady? What are these fools talking about, man? And so I wanted to look it up. I asked Google, what is a spiritual malady? And it says it's a sickness of the soul that develops over time. The spiritual malady is said to be a derangement of a person's thoughts, beliefs, and emotions. And some of the symptoms are depression, fear, unhappiness, uselessness, trouble with personal relationships. Sound familiar, guys? Yep. Inability to help others, inability to make a living. Yeah. And it says also in the literature I like to read, it says when the spiritual malady is overcome, the physical and the mental will soon follow. Now I had to come to believe in that shit. I can only believe it backwards because I was physically and mentally incapable of grasping onto spiritual concepts when I got into here. You know what's funny? It's a bit ironic too, is how, you know, I was a hopeless, faithless, loveless, everythingless drug addict and alcoholic for 20 plus years. I didn't believe in nothing. I didn't believe in anything except the next one and how I was going to get it. Right. And, you know, I come into recovery and you start talking to me about, I have to come to believe and then I get defiant. I'm like, what? You're telling me what I have to believe in? I start to argue about, you know, the very thing that saved my life. Yeah, thank God, man, that, you know, they put that, you know, in the beginning of the process. And also that it doesn't just say to believe, you know, it says we come to believe, which means that it's a journey, right? It's a learning, it's a uncovering, a discovering of whatever it is we're meant to believe in. I feel like, yeah, so I came into here and I didn't believe in anything. Like Caesar touched on it, you know, I didn't believe in myself. I didn't believe in recovery. I didn't believe that there was anything worthy of saving. You know, I thought I was worthless, hopeless. But it's funny what happens when you're broken enough for this thing to enter. And I sometimes wonder why it came to me when it came to me, because I think I had been that broken before. And then it brings me back to this conversation Danielle and I were having the other day. She was, struggling about a decision she had to make. And, you know, I was, I think I was still, you know, struggling with the idea of selling my business. And, you know, something just came to me. I'm like, isn't it wild, the things that we pine over, worry about, have anxiety about? It's already written. It's already happening. It's just, am I going to be a willing participant in the happening? Am I going to be a part of this journey or not? You know, and that's why I think I got it when I got it, because for once I was willing to surrender myself and take direction. I couldn't ever conceive that, to win, I had to surrender. We're brought up, we have to be strong men and fight till the death, and two men enter, one man leave. All these things, like these things are burnt into my psyche that, to give up is weak, to surrender is soft, to not fight or figure it out that I'm less than, or, and that's all bullshit, because the very thing that I needed to do was to stop fighting, stop trying to figure it out, surrender, but surrender to what? And that's where I got caught up for so many years. I didn't really understand what I was surrendering to. Thankfully, I had enough pain and desperation, and, to not have the energy to question or argue anymore about what this thing was I was surrendering to. I was just tired, exhausted in every sense of the word, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. And it's funny how, most of my spiritual experiences are experienced in retrospect. I look back and I'm like, wow, look how God showed up in my life. Fortunately, in my first year, once I started to feel moderately human again, and I had all the stuff out of my system, I was able to like pinpoint, like this shift where, this power entered, and my obsession had been lifted. And I don't know about you guys, but to be ruled and controlled and consumed by an obsession for 2+ decades, and then all of a sudden it's not there, that gives me pretty damn good reason to start to believe in something. I was like, okay, there has to be some merit to this God you fools are talking about. But I still bristled with antagonism whenever I heard, the word God. And you fuck around. Don't say Jesus around me either. I'm going to judge the shit out of you and put you on one of those shelves y'all are talking about, man. I'm going to shut down. And which is funny, because today, as I was watching football, they and this is a great example of coming to believe. When I was watching football, they had this commercial on, and it's like a real sad and sentimental and nice commercial. And you're like, you have no idea what they're doing. And it's great photography and cinematography, black and white. And it says, Jesus lets everyone in at the table, or something to that effect. Right. And I remember last year when I saw that, I'd be like, get the fuck out of here, man. And this year when I saw it, I was like, yes, he does. That's what we're talking about here. It's the spiritual leap, and fucking Caesar touched on it. The spiritual leap is to understand that this power, they tell us when we're first coming in that I have to buy into this idea. I have to concede to my innermost self about who I am and what I am, right? I'm an alcoholic, I'm an addict, whatever it is. I have to buy into the idea that I have this thing and I can't use anything successfully, right? But later on, it asks us in another proposition that God is everything or he is nothing. What was our choice to be, right? This is where this is the serious business. Like, if I believe that this thing is everything, right? That this power is everything, then I have to understand it's in everyone. It's everywhere. It's working in every situation that is presented in front of me, inside of me, around me. And once I could start to like really buy into that, and it took me some years to really understand the depth of that proposition. If I am truly buying into this idea that God is everything, that I am able to receive messages from every single instance and situation that I experience. And that is why, in this last year, my mind has started to open more. I love what Caesar and Justin said, and because these are realizations and discoveries and uncoverings that we are having years into our recovery journey. It's as the layers peel back, we're able to start like really understand, like really grasping the power of what this spiritual journey is. For me, um, you know, like Caesar and Justin said, I had these ideas, man. These, and it says it, and I hate to go back to Liz, but I can't help. It says we have to let go of our old ideas, or the result was nil, right? I have to let, and we hear it, we hear it in every meeting, we hear it, all the time. And what does that mean? I have to let go of these ideas that I know what the fuck this power is. you know I want to always be coming to believe. Thank God that I'm always coming to believe. That means I'm continuously seeking and growing and in understanding and learning about just what this thing is. I have this finite mind, and it's hard to perceive the infinite, right? And the closer I get to this deal, the more I can see its reach, and the closer I get to myself, the more it's out of reach. Like the closer when I get to being in self and trying to figure it out on my own. It's just like the experience I had not that long ago with my business. I was trying to figure it out, and as soon as I let go, everything happened that was supposed to happen. It's this Justin was talking about the untethered soul. I'm almost done with it for the second time. I read it every morning as a daily meditation now. And there's this part in there where they're talking about unconditional happiness, that we can choose to be happy anytime, regardless of the situation. And it's like, this is the most like sound simple, right? But it's the most effective spiritual practice that we could ever possibly do. Choosing to be happy no matter what life throws at us. Yeah, I mean, coming to believe, I think, is a very cornerstone of spiritual growth. I think it's the most important thing that we can ever do. Because I love what Caesar said about, the minute I have this thing figured out, I'm in trouble. If I think I have a grasp on what this thing truly is, I'm probably going backwards instead of forward, or I'm damn sure stagnant. And what am I doing on a daily basis to come to believe? What am I doing? Like, what is my spiritual practices? It says faith without works is dead. That means that I can pray, I can believe, I can hope, I can have faith. But if I am not following that up with action, none of that shit matters at all. I have to, it was somewhere in the, talking about prayers and believing, I can pray all I want, right? And I could be on my knees, lashing myself, fasting. I could do all these things. But if I don't believe those fucking prayers are going to work, they're not worth a shit. I have to start to really buy into this thing. And it's funny, man, like as soon as I started believing in this power, through my spiritual practices, thinking that they weren't just some, because the first couple of years I was just following instructions. I was just doing what you folks told me to, because I was so desperate and so broken. I didn't want to return to how painful that shit was. And then I saw it started to work. And then once it started to work, I started to believe. And then it just kept on working. And then I seen it working in others' life, and I started to have faith. And then it started to like really switch my life around and change these lifelong ideas and shift my perspective. And then I started to trust. And then through that trust, I just began to rely on it. I just rely that this power, that is available to anyone. Listen, if this power is available to three guys on this screen, we were deadbeats, man. We had no faith, no hope, no direction, no purpose, and if this power can come into our lives and completely shift it and give us, just fulfill us in a way that I can't even imagine. This thing is available to anyone. But if I am not tapping into this power on a daily basis through prayer, through meditation, through right action, through meetings, whatever the case might be, then I'm not going to keep learning. In order, my sponsor always tells me, he goes, "Are you trying to look good, or are you looking for God?" And I can go to all the AA meetings, I can go to do all the service commitments, I can go to do all the things, show up. But am I looking good? Am I trying to look good, or am I looking for God? Because I can have a spiritual experience talking to a homeless person. I can have a spiritual experience having a conversation with a family that has nothing to do with recovery. I can go help my dad, and be of service to him and have a spiritual experience. The my perspective has to shift, from that finite perspective into like how big and vast and all encompassing, this power is. Here's a coming to believe story. I was listening to church this morning with Danielle. I would never have done that. My mind was too closed. I didn't like the word Jesus. I heard Jesus and I'd be like, ugh. I judged you people, man. And it kept me small. It kept me boxed in. It kept me limited. And so I was watching church today, and he's talking about, this thing's omnipotent. It's omniscient. It's all around us. And if it's all around us, then I'm a part of it. And once I can start buying into that, then I really want to be careful about how I navigate. I really want to be nicer, and I really want to be kinder, and I really want to be more tolerant and loving and patient, because just my spirit doesn't have room for that other shit anymore. But when I'm really, hitting on all 8 cylinders, I'm plugging into this thing on a daily basis. I am busy building this relationship, prioritizing this power, because guess what? My every relationship in my life is a direct relationship of that one. If I'm struggling, it's because I am not connecting. It's because I'm disconnected in some shape, form, or fashion. Yeah, come to believe. May I always be coming to believe. My concept is ever evolving, and thank God, because I want to keep learning. I want to keep questioning. Like, bro, what are you doing? Who are you? And people will be like, "Oh, you can't be mad at God." Yes, I can be mad. I can be mad and be like, "Bro, what the fuck?" What are you doing? I don't see you here. Like, show me something. I believe in our struggles, in our lack of faith, in our cursing, in our blasphemy. That is when God is the closest to us, not far away. It's easy for God to be there when everything's fine. Can I see him when I'm struggling? Can I seek him when I'm struggling? Can I surrender when I'm struggling? That is when this thing is so close to us. And yeah, it's cool. I get excited about this, if you can tell. But I'm gonna stop now.
Yeah. That's one thing is like faith without works is dead, right? We got to put it into practice every single day. And I see Melissa put it down there in the comments. And that's the facts, man, because I can pray it all I want. But if I'm putting some hustle behind that prayer, it ain't happening, I feel like that's a lot of times where in the past I've lacked, you know what I mean? Like, oh, it ain't happening, man. I'm over here doing this, that, and the other thing. Nothing's happening. Waiting for something to happen, and it's not going to happen. Yeah, it's good. I think this is a great topic. And the one thing that I would encourage somebody is, if you feel like, like I feel like where I was spiritually a year and a half ago, you remember where I was. I was lost, man. I was lost. I was not in the right state of mind. I was scrambling, trying to figure out something, instead of just letting it go, just being open yourself up, open your mind, open your heart, stop being closed-minded, open yourself to this, to this power. Come to believe that whatever it is that's holding you back is going to be lifted. because we are sometimes, man, our own worst enemies. We can get in our way all the time, and hold ourselves back from actually experiencing that spiritual experience, the aha moments, when all the stars align and it's working, but it takes practice. That's what I'm saying. Like every day it takes practice, and that's where it changed. That's where it went, yeah. I'm gonna read some comments real quick. Let's see. Helen says, I love the spiritual journey I'm on. It flows with my sobriety. It gets better and better the harder I work it. And then we have Chris says, well, if it ain't God putting in front of me what I need to hear today. Thanks for being vessels, guys. Great topic. Go Bucks. That's right. Sports ball.
They look great today.
Let's see. I guess my buddy was there, and they got Mike Evans gloves. So I was like, okay, that's cool.
I don't know if you know, but in sports ball, that's a big deal.
Big deal.
I don't know. I was like, okay, cool. You got a new pair of gloves.
Yeah.
And there's somebody else's, and they're probably sweaty.
Sports ball gloves. Hold on, man. There we go.
Yeah.
There you go. We got Debbie. I promise you, he is doing good. That's Brandon's mom.
Yeah.
He's doing good. Don't you worry.
Very good. Very, very good.
Let's see. We have Jerry. What's up, Jerry? It works if you work it. Huge facts. And we got Melissa with the comment. It was come to believe. If you're lucky, he will restore you to sanity. Over time, that turns into faith. Faith is a muscle that the more you use that muscle, the stronger it gets. And you gotta put it into practice every day. She fixed it. Let's see. We have Lindsay says, coming to believe is a state of being for me that I have to practice. The practice being undisturbed in spite of conflict and suffering. That's right. Kelly, sports ball. Yeah. God fire burns bright. That's right. Yeah.
And just that one comment, I just want to say, like, if you have to work it, it works if you work it. And my sponsor said something the other day, and it really stuck with me. He says, I thought I had to chase and run down and fight, like, really run and, overtake this power, the God, whatever you want to call it. Sometimes working it is just surrendering, just being still and letting this thing work in our lives,
That was like the faith without works is dead thing. I'm so lucky. I had these guys that just broke things down into simple terms because that I didn't know what that meant. And he's like, you ever heard somebody say, God helps those that help themselves? I'm like, yeah, it sounded so corny. What's that? If I could help myself, well, you know what? He's like, no. You're missing it. Like, if you want to tap into God's power and you have faith that this God can get you there, and then you add your action in towards that goal, that's the combination that will get you there. Like my sobriety on my own, I wanted to be sober, but there was no spiritual aspect to that. I just wanted to be sober, and I wasn't going to get sober because my plans never worked. But following somebody else's instructions and bringing God into the equation, man, I couldn't get together. The longest I could get together was whatever the time I was locked up was. So, if I even stayed sober in the lockup. So the evidence is, if I include the God of my understanding in my practices, then all of a sudden they work, if that makes any sense. Like it's crazy to me. But the Lord helps those that help themselves. Like that fell on deaf ears. Come on, what does that mean? You know what I mean? I'm like, come on. If I could help myself, I would have helped myself a long time ago. But it took the spiritual kindergarten for me to understand things like that sounded so hokey and so ridiculous. Because now I've got evidence. I'm like a walking, talking proof in the pudding that shit works, period.
Yeah.
Maturity comes in all facets of our, mental spiritual, emotional, all those things. We're in kindergarten as soon as we get in here, and then we grow up in this thing, and it just takes keep going no matter what, even when we don't even know. Like when I first got in here, it was I believed because you believed, and I didn't believe that, but I did because I wanted what you had, so I believed what you did, and then I followed you, and then eventually I got it on my own. You know what I mean? That's coming to believe. You know what I mean?
That's
your
a
own
starting point because you're acknowledging that there's something more. If you go, hey, well, I believe that you believe, or I believe there's something working in your life, you just acknowledge that there's something more than human power. Once you acknowledge that, then you open the door to be able to go further.
Well, shit, man, I should have died a long time ago, bro. Like, and looking back, like now you look back, you're like, no,
Justin.
There ain't no
Things
way.
weren't bad enough for me to come to believe it took some serious consequences for me to come to believe.
Yeah, I have all this evidence. Okay.
Yeah.
Contrary,
I knew it all until I didn't know anything. If that makes any sense.
But then it's like, yeah, but you know what I mean. It was always those, yeah, but
that's what Nathan and I talked. Asking for help and not dictating what the help is going to look like. That's a first very big step in your recovery. And then here, I'll put this up here.
Yeah, because that's coming to believe that someone else can actually help you.
Yeah. You have to pray, plan, and prepare for that which you wish to receive. And I'll add this to it. Yes, sure. Pray, plan, prepare. But leave the outcome in God's hands. That's the hard part. You can pray, plan, and prepare,
and then let go.
But that might not be for you, even though you want it. So you go, okay, I've done my part. I've done what I can do, and I let it go.
And that's hard for ego-driven human beings too, because we are all outcome dependent. Like
the world is outcome dependent.
Yeah.
I mean, what's an expectation?
A resentment waiting to happen.
A premeditated resentment.
But it's true. Like, I can want to go after something that's even a healthy deal. Like, this is a good thing for me. It's going to be a good thing for my family. I'm going to pray on it. I'm going to go do all the footwork. But it may not happen. And I don't have to know why. If I believe that my God is in control, then it happened for a reason. My best example is getting jobs in early sobriety. I started putting in applications anywhere and getting shut down. And I'm like, please, God, give me this job, kicking wings. Did I really need to be working at a bar in early sobriety? But I had run out of places to apply. And I'm like, please get me this job at Kicking Wings. Well, I didn't get that job, and I was doing all the right things, and I interviewed for a bar back job, in-person interview. I'm like, there's no way I'm not getting hired. I did not get hired. But that's because I had no business being in freaking Kicking Wings, sitting at the bar, filling out an application. Again, God doing for me what I couldn't do for myself.
That's where you're comfortable, though. You're like, I know I'm going to get hired no matter what. Qualifications.
I know this world.
Yeah.
I was overqualified, if anything.
That's what it is, man. And it's a practice. We have to practice something different that we've never been here before. I've never been in this position before. I've never experienced what I'm experiencing now. And I don't have something to cover up the feeling of being weird doing it. You know what I mean? And in order to do something that's going to be beneficial and good for me, I have to be able to get uncomfortable. I have to be able to get uncomfortable because in comfort, there's no growth. And it's isolation at times. You know what I mean? It isolates you from where you're really supposed to be. Releasing control of any and all outcomes, radical acceptance.
Ooh, I like that term a lot.
I like being radical.
Radical acceptance.
Well, there's a book called Radical Acceptance, and it's a whole philosophy.
I'm just saying I like that term.
Yeah.
I just like
we're practicing some radical acceptance.
Radical.
Jamie's got some spiritual nuggets, man. Like I sit and talk to her after the bingo. I sat and talked to her after the bingo thing. She's got some cool spiritual beliefs, integrating a lot of different things. A very open mind.
Yeah, she's a fantastic asset.
I remembered something.
That's amazing.
Oh, thank God.
I remembered something.
Thank God.
I have Xanax residuals, man. My thoughts get stuck in a box somewhere. I have to go unlock it, download it. No, but something Caesar.
Sorry.
Something Caesar was talking about made me think, like
Let me in.
Of the importance, and Justin, because Justin had said, he believed that they believe, right? And that is why it is so vital early on is to get connected with the right tribe of people, man, the right fellowship, whatever you're into, church, 12-step, Dharma, whatever blows your hair back. I don't really care, but getting around a group of people, because for me, that was my vehicle to this relationship with God. Like without seeing how this thing worked, in real time, in front of my eyes, I could see, because you start to see the tangible outcomes that this power is, bringing forth in other people's lives. And you start to consider or even entertain the notion that it could potentially happen in yours. And that was my experience. Not only that, but, the guy that helped me get sober was a scumbag, just like I was. He was in the same trap houses, same prison, same everything. And when he wasn't, there was something I saw in him that I intuitively knew before I knew what intuitively knowing meant, that there is something was working in his life. And it was attractive. That was the depth and weight that I needed in order to buy into this thing. But it was the fellowship, it was the connections with others that was the transported me. That was like my vehicle, to build in this relationship with this higher power.
I'm jealous that Caesar gets to do that and I can't. I forget this.
What? Oh. Yeah, you said whatever blows your hair back, Nate.
Oh, I got you.
Caesar took that literally.
Yeah, it was just cute. I put it up there. It was just cute. It made me laugh.
Yeah, she's clicking stuff.
Sorry.
She's clicking, not me.
All right, man. It was a great topic. Anybody got anything else? Kelly, we want to chime in a little bit? No?
I came in really, really late. My support group just left, but
couldn't tell.
Well, it's been very good for me to have this support.
I don't have my backup when the dogs act up now, so I just have to sit here and go.
You're a rhymer, bro. You don't have a backup when the dogs act up.
Yeah. Talking about coming to believe.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll just say quickly, I never had an issue with the concept of God early on. I had been going to church and had some concept of God, but I will say I had to, I don't know how to describe it. Like, I never felt like I fit in. I never felt like I was good enough. It wasn't until I had everything, like the rug swept out from underneath me and everything was gone, until I really connected with God, and that concept of coming to believe really came to fruition. God didn't change. My perception of God changed. Right. And I really needed that open, higher power concept for me in early recovery, because it left it open for God to be whatever God was to me. And it's only grown since then. My perception and my God and my higher power has only become bigger and bigger and bigger since then. And so that concept of higher power has been really good for me in the last 10 years to keep on growing and keep on digging and expanding my spirituality and realizing that that's okay, right? Like it doesn't have to always be one thing. It doesn't always have to be one concept, one religion, one anything. God is everything, right? So my perception of God shifted, and my I don't know, it's continued growing since then.
Dude, so I told them about Neil talking about our book being like spiritual kindergarten.
Oh yeah.
But let me tell you this. So our spirituality like lit fire in recovery, because for the people on the screen, excluding Kelly, we had no spirituality at all. Well, you had some.
I had some.
We had none.
Oh yeah.
Nothing.
Okay. I was like, damn.
What's so cool is
Came in late.
what's that?
No, I said because she came in late.
No,
That's all
but what's
good.
so cool is at the church that I attend, there's a bunch of people in recovery.
Yeah.
And we were like the first ones in there. And people in recovery are on fire for spirituality. And these people at this church that just came in and sang their hymns and had normal Bible studies.
They didn't know
And
what
we
they
came
had
in and
coming.
we're like, wow, like check this out. And oh my God, like the recovery people ignited that church.
They really did.
And now it's almost like a recovery church. I think we outnumber the regular people that are in there. And it's just the coolest thing in the world to watch people that are on fire for spirituality ignite the people that have been there their whole lives, but weren't like spiritually sparked until they saw it working in somebody else.
Yeah.
And that's what I got to see happen there.
And they came in and talked about, like, you're not supposed to go into a place of spirituality, a church, whatever it is, and be this perfect person. You're supposed to go there and use that group to support you, and you're supposed to share your struggles. And I think that was, not that they weren't doing that, but I think us sharing our struggles so openly, and they were so like, they were.
When a bunch of shit shows walked in
Yeah.
and made their worst day seem like the best thing in the world.
And this is what God did for us. They were like, oh, okay.
Then it made them comfortable sharing their struggles.
It really did ignite something different. It was a beautiful thing to watch.
Yes. That's all I'm doing.
That's my
That's
2-minute overview of, but there's much more than that. But, you know, I know it's after 9, so.
Yeah. Well, thank you for chiming in, Kelly. And
Yeah.
thanks for coming in late and in still speaking. We need it. We need different flavors.
An after group, but as
Big
long as
Caesar's computer too.
Yeah.
Well, it's
what
not
are you
mine.
doing?
None of my stuff works.
No,
Oh,
okay.
yours.
I
I'm gonna have to
got-
come over there and manhandle that thing.
I'll bring it tomorrow. I always have both.
All right. Bring it tomorrow. I'll fix it. We need Caesar
right.
back on. We need him back on. We can't live like this. Okay. All right, guys. Well, hey, I hope you guys got something out of this. I know I always do when I'm on here, even though we're the ones sharing. What's this? Do you go to the hospital? Well,
That is good.
I know I've been there sick. Some
yes.
concept with
Yep.
church for me, anyways.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, no more comments.
Sorry.
Okay.
That was bad.
Okay. All right. Can't do that.
Don't tell us what to do.
I just did. I'll end this motherfucker right now.
God bless you too, Michael.
All right. I hope you guys have a great week. And yeah. Okay. See ya.
Okay.
Bye.
Love you guys. Good night.
Love y'all. See ya.